I'm Kevin O'Hara for Alcohol Mastery, and today I wanted to talk about one of the benefits of quitting drinking, which is to feel better mentally when you don't consume alcohol anymore. I always remember hearing that you couldn't change your mood once you've started drinking. Now, you know, you're going to continue in the same frame of mind and the same mood that you started out with. So if you start out feeling depressed, that you're going to end up being depressed, and if you start out being happy, then you're going to end up being happy as well. And you know, I can never understand that, because I've been out with lads who have started out very calm and very collected and very peaceful and very happy, and have ended up being just basically turning into Neanderthalic brutes. And the same with women, you know, starting out with very ladylike, and everyone knows this, you know, and at the end of the day they end up with the makeup streaked all over the face, and you know, looking like something that the cat's just dragged in. But if that's not sort of Jekyll and Hyde mood changes, then I don't know what is. You know, I certainly used it over the years as a tool for a variety of different purposes, you know, and eventually it becomes sort of the default go-to tool that you have in your arsenal. It becomes the only tool, and I can't remember who said this, but it was, you know, if the only tool you've got in your toolbox is a hammer, then the whole world looks like a nail. And that's basically what, you know, my life was like. I'm sure it's a lot of you can relate to that. You know, if there are problems, you go for a drink. If you're feeling happy, you go for a drink. If you're feeling sad, you have a drink. If, you know, on and on. It's just the way it seems to be. You know, another one of the sort of myths that people say is, well, they need alcohol to loosen up and to communicate, and you know, it's difficult for communication at the best of times. You know, you have to sort of think up what you're trying to say to somebody else. You have to get your thoughts out of your head, you know, by communicating through words, which you know, is not the best communication tool that there is. And you have to somehow get the other person that you're trying to communicate with to understand and follow your line of thought, and then, you know, change it into something which is coherent. And even then, you know, miscommunication is just everywhere. You know, once you haven't got this single tool left in your arsenal, once you cannot fall back on alcohol to solve your problems or to deal with life, then you have to learn other ways, and the other ways are much better than trying to deal with things with alcohol. You know, it's just. I was talking a couple of weeks ago about how much my life has changed since I stopped. You know, if you'd asked me 2 years ago, before I stopped drinking, I mean, this time 2 years ago, I was just in the contemplation stage. I was thinking about it. And not very strongly. It took, you know, a couple of big brain farts and big brain jolts to push me across the edge. But, you know, this time 2 years ago, that's exactly what I was doing. And if you'd have said to me then, you know, where do you think you're going to be in 2 years' time? The sort of last place I would have said would be making videos for YouTube and you know, writing books and all that kind of stuff. And all that has come about because I stopped drinking. And I understand that people have still got successful lives. I had a successful life in forestry. You know, I had my own business. I employed a few lads, and we sort of had enough work to last us. But you know, I often think about it and think, you know, where could I have been if I'd never drank? You know, I'm a fairly industrious kind of a bloke, you know, and I think in terms of, you know, building up stuff like that. I've never worked for anyone else, but, you know, it's beside the point. I'm saying is that, you know, regardless of what you've achieved in your life up until now, imagine the kind of thing that you could have done in your life if you'd never taken a drink. You know, and it's by the by. We can't do anything about it. We can't go back and change things, and you know, I for one wouldn't want to. You know, it's I think you are who you are because of what you've done in the past. I truly believe that anybody can improve their lives, but the more impediments that you put in front of your own progress, then the more difficult it becomes to make that progress happen and to make it stick once it does happen. So, you know, your mentality will definitely change. It's I can guarantee you that 100%. You know, like if you can focus your mind away from the past and away from the drinking and away from the thing that's been holding you back, and all the bullshit and the propaganda, get away from all that. If you can understand in your head that, you know, this is just you're just part of making some other guy rich, and you know, all the advertisements that are saying, well, you know, you'll be sexy and you'll be young and you'll be vibrant and all this kind of bullshit, and you can solve anything with alcohol. It's never going to happen. Anyway, until next time, if you have any questions at all, go over to the website. I'm Kevin O'Hara for Alcohol Mastery, onwards and upwards.